Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube. I honestly haven't filmed for a hot minute. Things have been busy, but I'm staying consistent. I'm not letting the ball drop. We are now 9 weeks out, which is crazy. I'll be 9 weeks out on Saturday. It's currently Thursday. It's all happening. I'm feeling so good. So a bit of an update. I am as of today, I'm 2 kilos off my stage weight from last year with 9 weeks to go, which is so exciting. I have 14 weeks until my second show as well. I picked up my bikini the other week, which I think you guys would have known about. Everything's just all happening. I literally go to LA in 2 months. I'm so excited, but today's video I'm going to do a comp prep Q&A for you all. I got you guys to ask me some questions over on Instagram and using my NGL link as well. So we are gonna dive right in and I'm gonna answer some questions for you guys. All right, first question is, when and how did you know you want to compete? So I've known that I've wanted to compete ever since I was about 15 years old. When I was growing up in high school, I always wanted to change my body. From when I was like 10 years old and started noticing maybe I'm a bit bigger than the other girls, and I was just sort of like realizing, hey, we all have different body types, and I wanted to lose weight, as simple as it was. And so in all the research I was doing online of how to lose weight, little 15-year-old me, I stumbled upon bodybuilding.com. I started diving a little bit deeper into it all. I was fascinated. These chicks were ripped and that's what I wanted. And then I, dove a bit deeper and went onto the YouTube, and I saw some people going through competition preps in their comp prep series, similar to what I'm doing now. And a few that stood out to me was Amanda Bucci and Emily Hayden, Emily Duncan, Buff Bunny. Who else was there? I think there was one called Nikki or something. All of those OG 2016 fitness influencers, they were all competing, and I stumbled upon their comp prep series and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that one day. And I was obsessed ever since. And then came the world of the Rachel Dillons, the Lauren Simpsons, when they were all competing. Obviously they're still huge names. All of them are huge names now, but particularly when they were competing, and I fell in love with the WBFF, which is now I'm doing a different federation. I'm not even going to go into that, but I fell in love with it, and I literally was like, I'm going to do that one day. That was when I was 15, and then I knew that I wanted to get into a career in health and fitness from then, do personal training, online coaching. 17, I got my own coach. I was just graduated high school. It was December, sorry. Just graduated in November. Started with this coach, and I saw that this coach also coached clients to competitions. So the year after I graduated high school, I said, let's do it. I'm going to do it. So I did my first ICN show and I did really well and I loved it. I fell in love. So it was something I always sort of knew I wanted to do. And then, throughout high school, priorities are not in that. And of course, I wanted to wait until I was 18 anyway. And then once I was 18 and had a coach myself and saw her take through clients, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And honestly, looking back, I probably shouldn't have done it, but I'm also so glad that I did. So I don't know. It was just the feeling. I was just I've always been a dancer. I've always done something active. I've been dance, cheer. So I always love the stage. I love performing, and I'm just I love the stage. And I also love challenging myself and doing something that is an activity. As that's just what I've done since I was 3 years old. So competing fit perfectly into that. How do you deal with the social side of things when in prep? Example, dining out, catching up with friends and family, etc. When in prep, you don't really have a choice. You just have to suck it up at the end of the day. I'm not a super social person anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much. A few years ago, I actually tried to prep at a time that I was very social, and I ended up actually pulling out of that comp, and it ended up being cancelled anyway, I think, but that was back in 2020. So that was a moment where I prioritized being social and enjoying being a 19-year-old gal. When it comes to dining out, you just gotta suck it up, and maybe if you're early on in your prep, you can eat out. I chose not to this comp prep, and I think that's part of the reason I'm in such a good position right now. You can still go, you can still order a Diet Coke, you can still be social. Like, I think you can still be social. Like, just because there's food there doesn't mean like you're not being rude for not eating, especially if you just explain yourself. Like, it's not a big deal at all. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. And when it comes to like seeing friends and family, like as long as you explain, hey, I'm doing this thing, this is what it's going to look like, then they should just understand. And if they don't understand, that's okay. It's not their responsibility to understand. You just got to stay strong and disciplined in what you're doing and know that this is your choice. You don't have to give up your social life to do it. Yes, you know, you just got to decide what's a priority. My boyfriend and I, we still hang out. We still do things that don't incorporate food. My family is super understanding. We actually had a cookout with my family maybe about a month or so ago when I was in comp prep with like extended family as well. And I still went and everyone was chill. I brought my meal prep. No one cared. Everyone, you know, they might be a little bit interested in asking how I'm doing it and everything, but it's not going to kill you. You're just going to, you know, if you want to do this comp prep thing, it means that, yeah, you'll have to sacrifice eating out and everything, but it's short term and the people who love you will understand. What was your family and friends' response when you first started prep? So when I first started prep in 2019, which was my first show, everyone was so supportive. The only person who wasn't supportive was my toxic AF ex-boyfriend at the time, who was just jealous, who didn't want me stepping on stage, I mean, I guess half naked, and also was just jealous that I would be around other fitness dudes. That's literally it. Everyone else was so supportive. And granted, I was in that relationship for like the first month of comp prep, and then boy bye, that man was gone. But yeah, everyone was so supportive. No one really had an issue with it. My grandma did have, not an issue, she doesn't have an issue with anything I'm doing. She's just a normal grandma and got worried as I got leaner and was just worried that, you know, am I going to gain the weight back and everything. So it was just like reassuring her. And obviously she's from a different time, so you know, sometimes it's harder to understand. So she's the only one who sometimes is like, oh, you're getting too skinny, but I mean, I do this very healthily and I always gain the weight back. But other than that, everyone's so supportive. No one's upset by it or anything. The leanest you've ever been. I would say the leanest I've ever been was my first competition prep. I was 50, I think I hit like 51 point something kilos. By the way, don't compare your weight to mine, by the way. Last year I was 52.3 on show day, but also there was 4 years between those shows. So I don't know. I feel like they're leanness wise, it was pretty much the same. Honestly, maybe last year was the leanest. I really don't know. I just get to, like, because at the end, I don't really measure my body fat percentage or anything. I measure my weight, but your weight's going to change as you grow muscle. And like I said, there was 4 years between those two shows. So no doubt I had built muscle in that time. So it's hard to sort of say. I think they're pretty comparable. Like my first comp prep and my second, I was pretty lean for both. Ab veins out to play yet? Yes. Always when I get under the 55 kilo mark, they start to show. They've been showing a little bit more this week. It's very exciting. It's fun. It's not sustainable, but it is a little fun just to see what your body is capable of. What heels are you posing in and wearing in this comp? Do you have different ones? I'm using the same ones. I'll probably put a photo somewhere. They're just from Glam Fit, and I'm using the same style of shoe, but obviously just changing it based on my bikini. Bikini color, it is a secret, but comment down below. I have 2 bikinis, 2 completely different colors. Comment below what you think they are. Any more future comp plans? So at this stage, I definitely know I want to take 2025 off. Since I've competed 2023 and 2024, this is the first time that I've competed 2 years in a row. I definitely want to take next year off, regardless of if I get my pro status or if I don't get my pro status. I think if I get my pro status, which is what I'm aiming for, I definitely need at least a full year off to really grow too, because I don't think I'm at the pro standard yet to be like competitive. And even though like I could potentially be doing a pro show in October, fingers crossed, we'll see. That's more so just to see where I line up, and because the shows are so close, I'm not having an expectation out of that. But also, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get my pro card or not. I'm really hopeful for it, and I'm doing everything in my power to work towards that, and that's the best I can do. And if I don't get it this year, I'm okay with that. But then that shows me that I probably need a little bit of extra time to grow. So that's why I definitely take next year off. I also have quite a few clients competing next year as well. So I kind of just want to put all my energy into that and, you know, helping my clients and seeing them achieve great things as opposed to focusing on myself. And then a lot of my competing plans depends on feedback and whether or not I get my pro status. If I get my pro status, I want to obviously compete in the Australia show in October, take 2025 off, come back 2026, do a Worlds qualifier and Worlds in 2026. In an ideal world, but we'll see. It's really hard to say. What does your training split look like now and in the future? So right now I'm doing 2 leg days, 2 upper body days, and 1 leg and shoulder day. I don't know what they're gonna be in the future. My coach is in charge of that, but probably quite similar. Are you happy with your body? Yes, I am. I'm usually always really happy with my body. Sometimes in off season, I have moments where I'm not happy with it, and I think it's just part of the game sometimes, especially when your body drastically changes so much. But I've gotten a lot better at like learning to accept myself in all phases. Would you ever enter wellness? I love the wellness physiques. However, I truly believe with wellness, a lot of it has to do with genetics. I'm sure you can somewhat train for it, but I do think there's gotta be an element of like genetics and how your shape is built, because wellness, if you don't know, is very bottom heavy, smaller up top, but still not like small. Like you're not scrawny up top, you still have good muscle, but it's just that sort of balance. And I'm small for a bikini gal. Like if anything, I'd want to step up to bikini athletic potentially one day, but I just think I am bikini through and through personally. So yeah, I love the wellness physiques, and trust me, like if I had those genetics and if my body was built like that, I would absolutely do wellness. But yeah, no, I don't think wellness will be for me. If I was to step it up, maybe bikini athletic, but I feel like I'm just a bikini gal. Even though I look kind of jacked, I'm still a small human. So that is all the questions I got for this Q&A. It was a short but sweet video. If you have any video suggestions, please comment them down below, and don't forget to subscribe as well and support me through this journey. Literally, there are 8 weeks left until it's peak week, and then the peak week vlogs get to come and the LA vlog, and then there's like a few more weeks and then it's the Gold Coast. It's like, it's all happening so soon. So I appreciate your support. I would love to hear any video suggestions that you want to see from me. And other than that, I will chat to you in next week's video. Bye.